What's going on, guys? KEVINCAGE here with another crypto update. Happy Easter to those that celebrate, and let's dive right in. So we're going to start off with this clip shared by Crypto Eddie of Cassie Craddock, a managing director over at Ripple.
We'll use RLUSD as collateral. Then that's essentially enabling the bridging of the digital asset space to TradFi, which is extremely exciting. Also, the XRP ledger will be used as a post-trade for all of Hidden Road's prime brokerage services. We also see that this captive audience of 300 institutional customers is a really interesting portfolio of customers that will and do need digital asset infrastructure, which these customers will be able to take advantage of our payment and custody solutions as well. We are very much focused on building our business, building use cases and utility for digital assets, and enabling and solving customer problems for our banking and institutional customers.
So big thank you to Crypto Eddie for sharing this, and we have a lot to unpack here. So let's break down the XRP ledger's role for all post-trade operations as well as the Ripple US dollar with the cross-margining. So what we know recently is that Ripple the company acquired Hidden Road, a multi-asset prime broker, for $1.25 billion. Ripple will inject billions of dollars, the Ripple US dollar, enabling cross-margining or efficient cross-margining between digital assets and traditional markets. And we have Hidden Road to migrate post-trade activity across the XRPL. So Ripple's strategy basically appears to be own the regulated US broker Hidden Road, check. Issue the money with the Ripple US dollar, check. And then run the rails with the XRP ledger, whereas XRP is the native asset on the XRPL, the fuel. So we have PyReality asking, what does that even mean, XRP ledger for post-trades? And we have Crypto Eddie down below. In summary, the XRP ledger will probably handle some actual transactions. For example, settling trades, moving the Ripple US dollar collateral and data, recording trade details, reconciling clearing data for Hidden Road's post-trade processes. We'll have to rely more on updates from Ripple and different experts on the XRPL. So what we do know is in this clip, she said verbatim, XRP ledger will be used for all of Hidden Road's prime brokerage services. So what are post-trade operations? This could include settlements, clearing, collateral movements, reconciliation, and audit trails. And think of the XRP ledger as the infrastructure layer, so the XRPL is running it. So we have Hidden Road, a prime broker, a backbone provider for hedge funds and institutional traders. We have different clients, institutional clients that can trade across crypto, FX, and traditional assets. So between a variety of different asset classes. Now Hidden Road got the FINRA license and Ripple the company owns them, and they're expanding into regulated US fixed income markets. So Ripple the company didn't just buy a broker, they bought a regulated financial pipeline. So what's the Ripple US dollar's role in all of this? And we're likely going to see this total value go to the billions of dollars. So the Ripple US dollar, built to be MiCA compliant, it is pegged to the US dollar, and it's going to be used by Hidden Road clients as collateral across trading systems. So that means more efficient use of capital and lower costs. So with the Ripple US dollar and cross-margining, what does cross-margining actually mean? So in traditional finance, if you're a large trader and you're working with a bunch of brokers, you trade stocks, foreign exchange, even crypto derivatives, each broker requires you to park separate piles or pools of money as collateral in each account. So think of it like having multiple piles or pools of cash to act as collateral for every single account you have. It's all separated. So that money's sitting there idle, it's not earning yield, it can't be reused, it's kind of used as just in case for margin. So pretty much like having 3 different wallets for 3 different stores all in the same mall. So even though it's all your money, it's separated. So what the Ripple US dollar, the XRP ledger, and cross-margining solves is a really cool problem. Basically imagine with that same store analogy, you now have one smart wallet. So you can walk into any store, the stock store, the foreign exchange store, or the crypto store, and they all accept that same balance, that same single wallet. Cross-margining with the Ripple US dollar on the XRP ledger, you have one giant pool that can be used. So one big wallet of the Ripple US dollar. So it's universal acceptance across a bunch of asset classes. So you have real-time visibility, you have movement on the XRP ledger, and there's no over-collateralization or no unnecessary capital that's doing nothing. So no idle capital. So how does this unlock new potential? First off, this reduces how much capital institutions actually need to hold, so this can free up billions of dollars. Because in traditional markets, you are over-collateralizing, so you're usually tying up way more money than you need to in all of these separate positions. Think spreadsheets, delays, daily margin calls, and slow wires. And think about it, this enables faster decision-making and execution across all of these markets. I also believe this lowers costs because you're not doing multiple different positions and having a variety of margin calls. So think of this as being a very big development. You're bringing all the traditional finance systems that are fragmented into a unified digital backend, allowing institutions to do what traditional finance never could: use a high-speed blockchain-based liquidity pool across multiple markets, settling within seconds instead of hours, and have full transparency. Alright, so that was a lot of information. I had like a million bullet points on screen, and I tried to organize that as best I could to break that down for the XRP ledger and the Ripple US dollar. And for those familiar with Axelar, the ticker is AXL. They just got listed and are now available on iTrustCapital. So Axelar is a cross-chain protocol. Think of it like the internet of blockchains as a layer 0, basically helping other blockchains communicate and talk to each other. You can see under their selected chains in their ecosystem, there are a variety, and I remember this news from a while back. In 2024, Ripple and Axelar Foundation partnered to enhance the XRP ledger's interoperability across blockchains. So please correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't believe that Axelar supports the XRP ledger natively today just yet. But based on news, and I do have to play a little catch up, I believe that Axelar and Ripple are actively working to integrate the XRP ledger into that ecosystem, so then that way the XRP ledger can access the smart contracts and other chains, Ethereum, Cosmos. They can also send and receive different cross-chain assets, and then even bring the Ripple US dollar, XRP, or RWAs to and from other ecosystems. So we'll keep tabs on that, and we have iTrustCapital linked right in the top of the YouTube video description. I've had a crypto Roth IRA here since 2020, hands down the best retirement platform for crypto in the United States. Check out my iTrustCapital playlist to learn more, and I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, jam-packed with info. Hit that like button, subscribe, and until next time. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to smash the like button and let me know your thoughts down below. You can find all links to my crypto resources, including tools for charting, trading bots, wallets, portfolio trackers, and exclusive discounts right in my link tree in the video description. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.